Good day, ma'am. I am Mark Binti Bale from Basecamp 2B, and I am here to discuss or explain what is the five different transnational crimes. So these are money laundering, drug trafficking, human trafficking, cybercrime, and terrorist. But before that, I am gonna explain to you what is transnational crime. So transnational crimes are crimes that have actual or potential effects across national borders and crimes that are intranstate but often fundamental values of the international security. So now let's tackle the five different transnational crimes and how it affects our international security. So the first one is money laundering. So money laundering is a concealment of the origins of illegally obtained money. Typically, it by means of transfers involving foreign banks or legitimate businesses. So it affects our international security by laundering money to often used to finance terrorism, enabling groups to acquire weapons, recruit members, and carry out attacks posing significant threats to our global peace and stability. And it undermines financial systems by infiltrating legal financial systems with illicit funds. Money laundering weakens the integrity of economies, potentially causing instability, reducing investors' confidence, and facilitating further criminal activities across borders. So, the second one is drug trafficking. It is an illegal production, distribution, and sale of drugs across national borders. The smuggling of prohibited substances such as narcotics in across national borders. It is the smuggling of prohibited substances for the purpose of selling them. Impact. So the impact on our international security is the destabilization of governments. It traffics funds criminals of our organizations and insurgent groups. It leads to corruption and weakening of state institutions. It also consequences having to do with the health of the global population, including increased levels of addiction, criminal activity, and healthcare costs. So the next transnational crime is human trafficking. It is an illegal trade of humans for forced labor, sexual exploitation, or other forms of modern-day slavery. This is the business of people smuggling others for the purposes of making them work as slaves or for sexual pleasure or other vices. It impacts our international security by it is a human trafficking, gross violation of human rights, and often involves severe exploitation. It strains on our social services. Trafficking victims often require extensive social, legal, and medical services, putting strain on national resources. So the next transnational crime is cybercrime. It is a criminal activity conducted through the internet or other digital means, often targeting multiple countries simultaneously. So it impacts on our international security that it's a threat to critical infrastructure. Cyber attacks can target essential services like energy grids, banking system, and government networks, causing widespread disruption. Also, it is an economic loss that results in significant financial losses for governments, businesses, and individuals, weakening economies and trust in digital systems. So the last transnational crime is terrorism. Terrorism is any unlawful use or threat of violence in order to create fear and intimidate governments or populations in the pursuit of political, ideological, or religious aims. So it impacts on our international security by it has global terror networks. It has terrorist organizations like Abu Sayyaf, ISIS that operate across borders targeting multiple countries and spreading fear. Also, it is a military conflict that counter-terrorism efforts often lead to military interventions, contributing to regional instability and refugee crisis. So, what I mentioned are those are five transnational crime that I mentioned, and it's their effect in internationality I provided. So transnational crimes erode the sovereignty of states, fuel corruption, and destabilize regions, making it challenging for government to maintain order and protect their citizens. They also necessitate international cooperation and coordinated responses, as no single nation can effectively combat these crimes on its own. So that's all that I mentioned. I want to say thank you for listening and have a good night. Thank you, mom.